feature match. This is the last round of our pod play here, so one of these guys is probably going to be able to continue playing the rest of the tournament here. So see how it goes, and it looks like Matt had a lot of lands in his hand, but I think he might be okay with that.
Again, players do know each other's archetypes, but they do not know their decks.
Yep. So Alex Hamilton on play, going to play Glacial Fortress on 1. Matt going to play Woodland Cemetery, and we're just going to play Drago for a couple turns, I would assume, here. Alex going to fire off an Opt. And he takes the Steam Vents and plays the Steam Vents. So Matt going to go ahead and he finds a Merfolk Branchwalker. He's going to explore. He's going to leave that Doom Whisperer on top of his deck, as a matter of fact. So.
And I did just confirm that Matt Hoey's slide is showing the proper deck.
Yep. All right, so Matt's got some early pressure right on time with the Llanowar Elf there.
Yeah. Turn 2 Branchwalker with a counter on it is definitely what you want to be doing against this deck.
Yeah, it's a lot. These Branchwalkers and the Jadelight Ranger is so annoying because it's divination on a body sometimes. And it just kind of gets you to your overall plan, which is I want to play a Carnage Tyrant as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've seen Settle the Wreckage kind of die off just a bit. You don't really want to be ramping your opponent into those cards.
Yeah, so Matt going to go ahead and use 2 mana here and play, looks like a Wild Growth Walker. It's going to be on the stack. And I like this here. He's going to jam into Alex so that Alex can't settle him here or use something like Chemister's Insight. Turn 4 against these control decks in Standard is really important. You have to jam something into them.
Yeah, and Matt realizing that since you're going to jam, why not jam 2 spells? And so leading on the Wild Growth Walker is just bait, really. The Jadelight Ranger is much stronger.
Yeah, Jadelight Ranger is really strong here. Coming in with a pair of counters now as he leaves another Jadelight Ranger on top of his deck. Now Alex has Niv Mizzet. I think he has a pair of Teferi's. He's got a Crackling Drake, and he's got a Settle the Wreckage, but I don't think Matt's going to play into the Settle the Wreckage. I don't think he has to.
Well, I think you want to save the Settle. Settling now is bad because you're ramping into the Carnage Tyrant.
Definitely.
Later on, Settle is good against Carnage Tyrant. So you should be casting Crackling Drake here. Put up a wall. It blocks very well. Hope to hit a land drop, which he unfortunately didn't do.
Matt's in great shape here. He's got 5th land. He's got Vivian Reed. We're just Matt's just going to put the pedal to the metal here. Hey, Alex is dead next turn if he doesn't find anything here. So.
Well, he's got the Settle.
Yep.
But he might have to use it.
Yeah, he's going to have to use a Settle. That does not feel great. And he missed the land again.
He can't opt.
Yeah, so now Matt's in the point. Do you just chuck one of these in there, or do you go off all of them?
Let's see. Both Jadelight, or both Explore creatures.
Both Explore creatures, yeah. Put a lethal attack on the board and say, all right, you got it. So Matt's going to go ahead and he rightfully attacks first. He's going to go thin out 2 lands of his deck, and then this Vivian Reed has a better chance to hit something more impactful than a land. So heads up play there by Matt. I expect no less. So Matt is really far ahead at this point, but Alex isn't dead by any stretch.
Let's see what he finds.
Looks like a Midnight Reaper.
Not the greatest.
Midnight Reaper's not the worst. He can double spell this turn again. He's also got a Jadelight Ranger and I think another Wild Growth Walker in hand. And he's got 1 in this pile of cards with Vivian Reed as well, I believe.
I think we'll see Reaper get taken, but I think he needs to put 2 threats on the field if he can.
Yeah.
So okay.
Makes sense.
This makes sense. This will allow him to put 2 threats on the field.
All right, so Matt going to put a Merfolk Branchwalker into his hand here. He's going to go ahead and looks like cast this Branchwalker. Wild Growth Walker first makes perfect sense.
Yep, it's about the same.
And then the Jadelight Ranger gets Explorer, draws 1 card, and draws a second. Just divination.
So let's see. That's 3, 4, 5. Well, now the Llanowar Elf has to attack next turn to make it 6.
He could also Explore again, as well as another thing. I think he has another Explorer creature in his hand.
True. He did pick up the Branchwalker we know about.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. So Clarion doesn't really do it here.
Yeah, Clarion's real bad.
Land Clarion, copy Clarion could do it.
I actually don't know how Alex is going to win this game from this point.
Yeah, I think he's just missed too many land drops.
He hits 1, but what does this do? Teferi could...
Teferi
temporary.
Wild Growth Wanderer.
It's very temporary fix of the problem.
And then you're definitely alive.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't love Alex's position at this point.
You can't like opt into Cleansing Nova.
Yeah, he's really thinking, I think the best line here is to get rid of this, and Alex comes to the same conclusion.
I think it's his only line.
I think so as well, to stay alive, yeah. Alex going to take the line that does not leave him dead on board, which is probably correct.
His hand was actually really good. He just missed on lands too much, I think. Which is, like, one of the problems with this deck is you really need to be getting to land 5 and 6, like, on time, which is usually disastrous for control decks when they're under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So Matt's going to take a peek again. He sees another Midnight Reaper in that stack. Midnight Reaper is no joke, especially at this stage in the game where Alex has to kill literally everything, right? So Midnight Reaper comes in play. Matt's just going to start drawing a million cards.
Well, Matt has so much value. He's got the Vivian Reed taking up. He's got this Midnight Reaper. Like, how do you grind through all of this?
I don't think you can, and this is a way where, like, Matt's deck, I think you might just leave. I don't know about that. The card doesn't really do anything.
I think we leave it. Like, Niv Mizzet's a way that you, like, lose from this game because there's 2/1 toughness things. So, like, if he finds a land...
But he has it on board already with the Vivian Reed. He has it covered.
True.
So
that's true.
So I don't hate this. Yeah, and I agree here with Matt. Get this to fairy off.
He has a second Vivian Reed in his hand as well. So,
Sweet.
Is it super covered Niv Mizzet?
All right. Deal with all these.
Clarion cleans this up.
Another Niv Mizzet.
3 Niv Mizzets. Oof.
Nice.
So opt.
What are we looking for? I'll say, are we looking for a Terminus? This is not the right format, sir. Oh, Deafening Clarion.
Matt Gain takes 4, draws 4.
Take 4, draw 4. Boy, that's a rate. Here's a Carnage Giant.
Yep.
All right, so Matt going to happily untap here. Obviously, Deafening Clarion is probably the best card he's going to draw there.
Man, he has seen a lot of lands.
Matt, yeah. Sure has. He's not put 9 cards at the bottom of his deck.
And there were a lot of lands. Like, I think he's going to just start drawing all gas if this game goes on.
Yep. So, a Jade Light Ranger comes into play. It reveals a Wild Growth Walker. Matt's going to put that in the bottom, or put that in the graveyard, excuse me, as well as a Ravenous Chupacabra and beef up this. So now he has another lethal attacker for next turn, as well as this Carnage Tyrant, I assume, is coming down. Yeah, we're just... Here's a couple threats. Deal with them if you can. Alex needs his copy of Cleansing Nova here.
Yep.
And Alex actually is on 0 Cleansing Nova in the main deck.
Oof.
So Matt isn't privy to that information right away.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just something didn't have to even play about. So Matt Hoey going to win game number 1 here over Alex Hamilton. If I'm taking a peek at Alex's deck list for a second, he has 3 Legion Warboss, 2 Lyra Dawnbringer, 2 Negate, 2 Invoke the Divine, 2 Ixalan's Binding, a Settle the Wreckage, a Cleansing Nova, and 2 Star of Extinctions. All these Wrath type effects, those 4 cards are very good. Ixalan's Binding is a question mark to me. It's not great against, like exactly Assassin's Trophy. But I don't even think Matt's not even playing Assassin's Trophy in his main deck. Actually, he's not playing any, period.
He's playing 0 copies of Trophy, yeah.
So the sweepers are definitely going to come in. I don't know what what Alex is going to exactly bring out. The Sealaways, again, they're just kind of scary if you think that your opponent is playing Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah.
You don't want the exiling, like the enchantment based removal in your deck because it just doesn't really do anything. What you got from Matt?
Matt's got a Carnage Tyrant, which I'm sure is coming in. 2 Golden Demise, that's not. 4 Duress, 2 Plaguecrafter. Kind of talked about that card earlier on how it's a good answer to Fairy, so I'm expecting that to come in. An Eldritch Reborn also. 2 Cast Down, 2 Thrashing Bronodon, and a Deathgorge Cavator. So typically Bronzodon comes in, Reborns come in, Plaguecrafter comes in, Carnage Tyrant comes in, and then your Duresses, some people don't bring in all 4 in this match.
Then why are we playing 4?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe I'll have to ask. If Matt probably brings in all 4.
I would assume. If Matt put all 4 in, I'm assuming he brought in all 4.
Yeah.
But I've heard people say that they don't bring in all 4.
Gotcha. So the things that look kind of bad, Llanowar Elf is okay, but you don't really want to play it against like a Deafening Clarion deck most of the time. The Ravenous Chupacabras are okay. The cast downs are pretty poor, except against exactly like Crackling Drake. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game of how much do you think, how many of these things do you think that Alex is going to leave in his deck?
Yeah.
I'm probably removing a bunch of my Chupacabras. I might leave one in. You already have a bunch of answers with the Contempts and
Plague Crafter.
the Blade Crafter. I mean, you have
And Reborn.
Vivian Reed.
To
You have
answer,
tons. Yeah.
Niv Mizzet and stuff.
Yeah, you got a ton of things.
Yeah.
I think Matt might be advantaged post board here. I thought he was a little bit disadvantaged game one, but he really ran away with it there. So
Yeah, I think binding on Vivian Reed exactly is kind of like where you want to be with it. Using it on anything else is, I think, a mistake. You don't want to make the Vivian that much better against you.
Yeah, sure.
But if you can snag a Vivian, it's very good.
Yeah, definitely. So these guys are shuffling up here for the second game. We'll try and keep up a little bit of results on the outside here, but we're gonna have four people moving into our top 8 as soon as this round's completed.
Yeah, and we'll have that info for you guys. We'll also have deck lists available.
Yep.
After this round. I know a lot of people are excited to see those, and
Definitely.
we'll definitely give them to you.
Yeah, remember !NRG standings. You can see kind of where we are live in the round here. See if your favorite player is doing well, not doing so well, whatever the case may be. Brad and I are both undefeated on the day. I know that's what everybody wanted to know.
No, I took a loss.
What'd you lose to?
Lunch.
Oh God, we still haven't defeated lunch.
No, we haven't defeated lunch.
Wow.
I took a loss.
Man, I totally forgot about food until this very second. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Great partner. All right, so Matt's hand looks like it's a little land light here. He's got these.
Yeah, I think we'll see a mulligan.
Yeah, he's got these 5 and
Is
6
the blue
shots.
Tron player still alive?
Brandon Lunt is who we're looking for here, and Brandon Lunt is leading his pod with 3 wins.
Brandon
Actually.
Lunt is leading his pod.
Yep.
Good for Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon has 3 wins in his pod. 4 players tied with 6 points, and then Russell Wilson is bringing up the rear there with 3 points. So.
And Hawk beat me to it, but I was going to say NRG standings in chat. We'll
Nice.
that information.
Yep.
We'll continue to post that. We'll have a top 8 by the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. The link to the deck list, you can go to nerdagegaming.com. We should have them up there within an article. We'll also put in a command later with the deck lists. That way,
Yep.
they're not public currently,
Right.
but they will be. So.
And we're also going to have them on stream as well.
All right, so Matt,
So yeah, if you're looking for the deck lists, head on over to nerdragegaming.com, bookmark that site, and you can check later, and they will be there.
yes, they will. All right, so Matt Hoey leads off on a forest. Alex Hamilton going to opt here at Matt's end step.
How do you feel about opt here?
It's okay. I don't like opting early in games against the unknown. Here, you know what you're looking for. So, like when I play the Jeskai, or excuse me, the Is It Drake's deck, I don't opt on turn 1 a lot, unless I know exactly what my opponent's playing, because you don't know what you're looking for.
Treasure map.
Treasure map's a good one here, so Matt Hoey going to go ahead and duress Alex Hamilton.
I think we're going to be ramping into a Niv Mizzet this game, unless Matt can answer
It is.
this treasure map.
Yeah, so you talked about thrashing Brontodon, and not only is it just a giant body, it deals with this treasure map that these control decks have kind of gone into, so kind of a dual-purpose threat, which I think is why this black-green deck is so good. You have dual-purpose threats like that. Obviously, the Explorer creatures are very good at getting you to your lands for the bigger Carnage Tyrants of the world and the Eldest Reborn, as well as, things like Midnight Reaper, which is just a body attached to something that's going to draw you more cards, so super flexible deck.
So we kept an opt.
Interesting. Yeah, Matt's going to just jam this Jade Light Ranger here.
Do you know there's a Clarion?
That's really good against Treasure Map.
Yeah.
Also, believe it or not.
Yeah, we're going to keep that. Although it doesn't stop it from flipping if Alex activates it every turn.
That's true.
Because Matt won't play it for another
He'll
2
be
turns.
one turn short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a great card. You're going to keep it.
Alex can go ahead and scry here with the Treasure Map for the second time this game. And Alex has, wow, he has Expansion Explosion as well. So he's got another land. He's got a Deafening Clarion to kind of sweep up the board. And expansion. He's got all the tools to win this game.
Yep, he just needs to manage his life total a little bit.
All right, so smart for Matt here. Going to go ahead and jam this in. This is like the Deafening Clarion turn, basically.
Yep. And he's not really losing much other than a little bit of tempo.
Yeah.
And then he gets to land Vivian next turn. If Alex chooses to scry here, which he pretty much needs to do,
Yep.
he might end up having to use a treasure if he can find like a negate.
true.
I think that's the kind of card he's looking for.
All right, so 3 treasures coming up here for Alex Hamilton. And I think he's digging them out right now, digging out some treasures here. So Alex Hamilton actually missed a land, so if he plays this Niv Mizzet, it's going to be... Oh, he found a land. This Niv Mizzet could just be naked, so Alex is going to go ahead and go for Deafening Clarion, which I like.
Which you don't want to do because you know about a Vivian.
You don't want to jam the Niv Mizzet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So Matt drew a bunch of cards there, a couple to be exact. He finds 2 Duresses. That's pretty good. What do you... Is this a turn where you just like want to stick the...
I think you're...
You want to stick your Planeswalker?
Jamming Vivian because he has to use treasure to
that's
play
fair.
Vivian,
That's fair.
and like that's a lot of loyalty. I don't know though. I'm not Matt. Matt's an excellent player. Does he have a 5th land?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, he has a Memorial Folly, but that doesn't really
that's
count.
Tapped, yeah. Ooh.
So now he gets the
we
Duress
talked
back.
about this play on the car up.
He sure did.
I love Expansion Explosion for this reason. Take the Vivian.
Yeah,
Get
so
it.
this is great. So what happened here is Matt put a Duress on the stack.
Yes.
Alex is using the expansion part of Expansion Explosion, which we're going to bring up on the screen here for you in just a second, which is going to copy this spell. So he is Duressing Matt here in response, and then he gets to take a peek at Matt's hand, and he gets to see kind of what's going on. So we'll bring it up here. Expansion Explosion is kind of cool. It's a split card. The expansion part has a lot of utility, and the explosion part just kills your opponent.
Yep. Yeah, I mean this card is so versatile. It's a card that I didn't expect right away, but after playing with it and watching it, wow.
That's a great rip there from Matt.
Just a fantastic rip off the top.
So Matt draws Eldest Reborn. I believe it's a 1-of in his deck. It is indeed a 1-of. Deals cleanly with this Niv Mizzet.
Seen a lot of the Hot Sauce Games guys ripping nice cards off the top of the deck recently.
Yeah, they are very skilled. All right, there's a Syncopate and a Star of Extinction. That's a good card here. Alex is under some pressure, but he's not really in that bad a shape at this point.
Okay, the negate's actually really important here because syncopating a Duress is unlikely.
Yes.
And he's going to need this Star of Extinction to beat the Carnage Tyrant as well as the Niv Mizzet that are going to come out of.
Yeah, I agree. So now we're going to discard a card. It's going to be the Syncopate, which is a good choice here from Alex, in my opinion. So we're going to have to just negate this here.
Ooh.
While we let it roll.
Ooh. That seemed...
Huh. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice there from Alex to let that go. I'm not sure. Oh. So Alex is going to try and probably draw some more cards here. Yep, he's going to activate that Treasure Cove and draw a card. So Alex is left with a negate and a Deafening Clarion in hand, and Matt Hoey is just going to like reanimate this Niv Mizzet in the graveyard, right?
I would assume it's going to be the Niv Mizzet. It could be Vivian as well. I don't hate Vivian.
Okay.
Vivian's going to generate you more carded... Oh, Teferi.
Oh, there's a Teferi in there that got discarded.
Forgot about the Duress on the Teferi.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get options.
So...
and Matt just goes with Vivian like you said. Okay.
Interesting. Not taking Teferi.
Yep.
I guess this gives you better selection. Like,
yep.
Teferi would have given you a land there.
Yeah, this is going to get you a land, too.
No, let's get you a creature.
Ooh, lucky.
It was the 4th one
Lucky
down.
dog. So Merfolk Branchwalker is the pickup here for Matt. He's going to smash in with this Carnage Tyrant.
Vivian also ults quicker.
I like Vivian to get you more card advantage, I guess. It's more utility as well, rather than... The Teferi's just drawing you a card almost every time, where the Vivian can do other things for you.
Yep.
And what's Alex got here?
Yeah, he needs the Star of Extinction.
Yeah, he really needs a star. Oh, what's this? Nope. All right. So Alex going to pack it in here. Matt Hoey going to win 2-0 against Alex Hamilton. We're going to dig for...